Hello, and welcome to Ice is Slippery, an unserious podcast about hockey brought to you by 1.5 hockey fans. My name is Kate, and I'm the hockey fan.
And my name is Fred. I'm half a hockey fan.
Hi, Fred. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It feels like ages since we've done this, huh?
Oh my God, I know. We did not record a podcast last week because you wouldn't let me.
I would not let you because you were dying of the flu.
I maybe had the flu and it maybe wasn't a great idea.
You were not looking so hot. You weren't sounding so hot. I didn't want to take 50,000 coughing breaks. So yeah. I just decided to take it easy on all of us. And I stand by that decision.
Nice. Yep.
And then really before that, we had like 3 weeks of Olympic coverage. So it really feels like a long time since we just sat down and did like a regular ass podcast. And yeah. I'm honestly super excited.
Well, we watched regular ass hockey this week, and that was actually really nice.
Oh my God, it was such a relief. I mean, for like the last 2 weeks, really. And, or week and a half, I guess.
I feel like the last week really felt like normal hockey again, though.
It did. And I just am like, you know what? I like this. I just like our stupid boys being stupid boys and like not on the national stage.
Yeah.
You know, since we didn't record last week, we didn't really get an opportunity to talk about all of the sort of shenanigans around the U.S. men's hockey team and the White House visit. And we could do that today. But like, honestly, I don't feel like there's anything we can add to the discourse at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to talk about it.
I frankly don't either. Like, it's fucking stupid.
We knew things were going to happen and things happened.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much like it was a shit show. We all know it was a shit show. So like, I vote we just get back to doing a regular hockey podcast.
I vote for it too. So let's do that.
Okay. Well, it's a great week to come back and talk about hockey because this past Friday was the trade deadline.
Wow.
And I know that you get very excited about hockey transactions.
You know, it's part of my favorite thing. You know, I could just look at it on paper and not actually watch the game because it's so exciting. All the contracts and the movement and the stats.
Yeah, it's not really your favorite.
No.
I enjoy it. So, you know, for people who are maybe newer to the game, the trade deadline is where all the NHL teams look at where they are in the standings and say, you know what, we've got a pretty good chance of going to the playoffs this year. Let's acquire some more boys. Or they say to themselves, things are not looking so good right now. Time to sell the boys and see what we can get for them.
Sell the boys, yeah.
Yeah, acquire boys, sell boys. It's pretty much, that's the trade deadline right there.
Yeah, and I've never liked it, especially last year. Well, no, I've liked it more and more. And this year I was kind of like interested to see what would happen because last year was like such a blockbuster.
Last year was super exciting.
Right.
I mean, I was going to say like, the trade deadline always has a chance of delivering some big surprises, like last year when Dallas gave away one of my favorite children, Logan Stankoven, and acquired a large moose named Mikko Rantanen. And I had a lot of feelings about that, which have now settled down.
Yes, you are even keeled with that.
I am. I do think as much as I miss Logan Stankoven, I think he's doing great in Carolina. He's thriving. He's flourishing. And Mikko Rantanen's been a great ad for Dallas. So Jim Nill knows what he's doing. I should just calm down. It's fine. But, you know, I was kind of thinking like there was so much buzz going into the trade deadline this year. I thought a lot was going to happen and then not much did really. Yeah,
no, this was like going to the movie theater for like, you know, the second, like the sequel or whatever and being like, oh, it's not as good as the first.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, you're just like, oh, my hopes were so high and they were not.
Yeah, it's like the actors with like the big names didn't sign on for the second part, right? Because like a lot of these names, I was like, who?
Yeah, it was a lot of supporting cast happening.
Exactly.
So there was some stuff happening pre-deadline. So let's just talk about that first before we get to the actual trade deadline day. And I'm just going to hit the highlights because there are plenty of people that you don't know. But these ones I think you should mostly know. So the Edmonton Oilers added a new Connor to their collection. They got defenseman Connor Murphy from Chicago. And then a few days later, the Oilers went shopping in Chicago again and picked up forwards Jason Dickinson and Colby Dock. And in return, Chicago received forward Andrew Mangiapane, and also some draft picks were involved in both trades. I'm not going to really get into like it was a second round pick in 2027 because that's just like fucking boring. So.
Yeah. No, that is. If it's like first round this year or like first round next year, that's maybe interesting. But
yeah, I just really didn't get too into the weeds with that, mostly because I didn't want to lose you.
Well, you've already lost me.
I know. Well, I mean, there you go.
I'm still stuck on like how many Connors there are in Edmonton now.
I think just 3.
Okay.
So it's not like the worst amount of Connors. It's not like all of the many Elias Petterssons.
Okay. They're not trying to catch them all.
They're not trying to catch them all yet. So the Ottawa Senators acquired Warren Foegele from LA Kings. The Utah Mammoth made some big moves. They acquired defenseman Mackenzie Weegar from Calgary and sent back defenseman Oli Mata as well as another forward. It has been a really long time since the Buffalo Sabres were in a position to be buying at the trade deadline, but this year they are on a shopping spree. They sent over Isaac Rosen, Jacob Bryson, and some picks to Winnipeg, and they received Logan Stanley and Luke Shen in return.
Yeah. Luke Shen seems like a pretty good pickup.
Yeah. And I mean, Logan Stanley too, like they're making moves. It's kind of crazy. They're like on a big win streak right now.
Exciting time to be a Buffalo fan, huh?
I know. I'm really happy for them.
Yeah, good for them.
I know. I'm like, I'd love to see you guys make it into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like the fan bases always seem to be like at the point where like the Toronto fan base hasn't got to yet. Like they just seemed comfortable. They're like, oh no, we're terrible, and that's just who we are, and we'd love to be great, but this is not it. And they're just like, oh, this is it. Okay, let's go.
They're not in the bargaining or denial phase.
Exactly.
Like they're in the acceptance phase.
They're like, oh, we suck.
Yeah. And I just think that's so nice for them that they are getting to have a nice year. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for, all of them, honestly. Like the fans, but also Darlene and what's the tall, lanky guy?
Tage Thompson?
Thompson. And is Tuck there? Tooch?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I'm so bad at Buffalo. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Sorry, guys.
No, but anyway, exciting.
And this is all just pre-deadline stuff. There might be more coming. I don't remember. There was a lot.
Okay.
Vegas Golden Knights. Mark Stone did that thing that he does every year where he sees his shadow and goes on LTIR. So the Vegases had to go get a new forward at the deadline. They got Nick Dowd from the Capitals in exchange for goalie Jesper Vikman and a few picks. The Wild picked up forward Michael McCarron from Nashville and Jeff Petrie from the Panthers, both for picks. The Colorado Avalanche traded defenseman Sam Girard and a pick to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for defenseman Brett Kulak.
Oh, God, Girard's new on the Penguins?
Yeah.
That's all I heard is when we've watched a couple Penguins games.
We watched them last night, yeah.
Constantly heard his name.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
He's a new boy.
He's a new boy.
Very exciting and fancy.
Yeah.
The Avs shored up their blue line even further by acquiring Nick Blankenberg from Nashville for a pick. And then the Avs also added forward Nicholas Waugh from the Toronto Maple Leafs in exchange for draft picks. So that's plenty of boys, Colorado. You probably don't need to add any more. I'm sure we won't see any big trade deadline surprises.
Okay, perfect.
Right? Yep, all set.
Oh, yeah, we haven't even got to the trade deadline.
No, this is all just leading up to the trade deadline.
Okay.
But finally, before the trade deadline hit, we added some new boys to the Dallas Stars. So that's always exciting for me.
You were very excited by this.
I was. So first we added defenseman Tyler Myers from the Vancouver Canucks for a second-round draft pick in 2027 and a fourth-round pick in 2029. And we followed that up a day later by acquiring forward Michael Bunting from Nashville for a third-round pick in the 2026 draft. And I was not super familiar with them, but I've done some recon and I'll report what I've discovered so far when we talk about the Stars later on.
Excellent.
But you may be asking, how did we afford the adoption fees for our new friends? Because we have no money.
Okay. I wasn't asking that, but that's a good question.
I meant like the general you. I know you don't care. So unfortunately, it's officially official. Tyler Seguin will not return this season. He is out for the rest of the season and for playoffs. So he is on the super special LTIR. So we had his contract money to play around with a little bit.
Yep.
And I will say right now, that's all of the additions that Dallas made. So we didn't make any big splashes on trade deadline day. And I'm not mad about that because as much as I think it was great overall that we got Mikko last year, it also put a lot of scrutiny on us. And as we all know, the Dallas Stars are allergic to attention.
Yeah.
They don't like it when they are perceived. And so I think these two guys who are not like the splashiest acquisitions are probably really good for us.
Yeah, no, it was real under the radar. It's like, oh, they picked up some guys. Okay, moving on. Who picked up somebody like of note, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But
So-
I do think, because we watched that like Jim Nill press conference, it seems like a smart thing again, because he's a smart guy.
Yeah, no, he was just like, yeah, we just need to add some depth, and agreed. So now we are at trade deadline day, which was Friday, March 6th.
That's the holy day for Elliot Friedman.
It sure is. Well, the trade started early or late, depending on how you look at it. Around 1 a.m. Eastern time on Friday, it was confirmed that Connor Garland would be heading to the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for picks.
They could have gone to Edmonton and could have had 4 Connors.
I know there had been so many Connors,
Right?
An abundance of Connors. Around the same time, the Washington Capitals traded defenseman John Carlson to the Anaheim Ducks, also for picks. This one was kind of a shocker. Carlson was drafted by the Caps back in 2008, and he has played his whole career there. Alex Ovechkin was interviewed later that day and described himself as being in shock and said it was probably the toughest day in his career on a personal level. And then later that day, the Capitals would pick up a new right-handed defenseman, which is Carlson's position, by trading with the San Jose Sharks for Timothy Liljegren. But yeah, big end of an era there in Capitals land.
Yeah, nobody seemed psyched about that.
No, people are pretty
Tom
shook up.
Tom Wilson was basically crying. Or no,
Yes.
was that Tom Wilson?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah, no, people are like, what the fuck? No.
I don't think anybody was expecting it. And
Yeah.
it was definitely a big shakeup. So he's been there forever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think pretty sad.
Well, I don't like that. I know Danny Briere did not approve that trade.
No, he would never.
He would never.
He would never. He is all about unification.
Absolutely.
He's like, no, I wouldn't do that.
You know, he got on the phone. He's like, you guys should rethink that.
He was like, that was just very inconsiderate. After that, it was pretty quiet for a bit. And then I sent you the following text. R.I.P. Bobby Brink. He's not dead. He just plays for Minnesota now.
Yeah.
So Brink was a forward for the Flyers, and he was traded for a 22-year-old defenseman, David Jiricek. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And I don't know much about Jiricek, but he's a right-handed defenseman, which is something that teams are always looking for. So that's good.
Should have been an NHL player myself.
I guess so. So this is, you would think maybe not necessarily a bad deal for Bobby Brink. He's from Minnesota. He grew up rooting for the Wild. So probably a happy day to be going to play for the Wild, right?
I would think so, yeah.
He has described getting to play for them as a dream come true. So
Nice.
That's great. But then Bill Guerin had to show up and Bill Guerin everything.
Yeah, what a loser this guy is.
He's the absolute worst.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. So Michael Russo from The Athletic wrote out this direct quote from Guerin, who, if you don't know, is the GM for the Wild. The first thing I told him, Bobby Brink, was, this is not a family reunion. This is not to get together with your buddies. Tell your buddies and your family they know where the ticket office is. Buy your own freaking tickets, okay? I'm serious too. I'm half kidding, but I'm half serious. He's coming here to work and to be part of the Wild and to win. This is not coming home to hang out in Minnetonka, Wayzata and all that stuff. He's here to work.
Yeah, no shit.
What a weird thing to say.
You just hired the guy.
And people were like, he was clearly just joking. I'm like, well, he said he was half serious. So
Yeah.
he wasn't fully joking.
Dude's toxic as fuck.
He is. What a weird thing to say. I feel did he read the sheet wrong? And he's like, oh no, this guy is a small guy. We all know how I feel about small guys who don't check. I don't like this at all. I've been had.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel it's a good pickup for them, I think. I think Bobby Brink has got all kinds of potential and is real good. And I feel like him and Brock Faber are going to be friends or something. They seem like they would be compatible.
I feel like they could totally vibe. And yeah, Bobby has been inconsistent, but he's also been dealing with a team that's been going through struggles and has gone through many coaches. And I don't know, I think he can really thrive in the right environment. He seems so excited to be going to Minnesota until the fucking Bill Guerin showed up and was Bill Guerining.
Yeah, no, it's it's just such a weird thing to say. When you're hiring a maybe Bobby was like, "Woo, this is so exciting! I'm going to go fishing or something." To Bill Guerin, he would have to have said something weird like that to have elicit a response like that from Bill. For me, at least,
it's so weird and so out of nowhere and such a wild thing to volunteer.
It is a wild thing to volunteer.
Well, and then in the meantime, the other big trade on the Wild was that they traded traded for Nick Foligno to come and join his brother Marcus Foligno on the Wild. And they just traded like future considerations. So it was like not even like a big thing. It was like, it was just like, hey, give us that guy. And in the future, we'll do something for you.
That's like how I play Monopoly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, hey, let the rent slide this time. And when I'm in a position of power, I will help you out.
It's like, okay, sure. So Nick's in the final year of his contract, and I think he's like 38. So it wouldn't be surprising if this is his last year in the league. So it's definitely cool for him to play with his brother. But it's just really weird that half of the press out of Minnesota on trade day was like, the Foligno family is reunited. It's so exciting. And then the other half is Bill Guerin says, fuck Bobby Brink's family specifically. It's just a weird dichotomy.
It's very weird.
It's very strange.
I do think it's exciting for the Flamingo brothers to be together. Have they ever played together?
No, they never have.
Oh, that's super exciting, especially if it's his last year.
It may be his last hurrah. Yeah, no, Marcus was like, our dad's crying. Our wives are jumping up and down. They're so excited.
That's awesome.
It's so cute and sweet and wonderful, but like, fuck Bobby Brink, I guess.
Well, you know what? It makes me think that Danny Briere did this and Bill Guerin had no idea.
Right. I guess. Yeah. Like Bill Guerin probably was like, had no idea Bobby Brink was from Minnesota. And yeah, Danny Briere is like, well, listen, Bobby, like we got to let you go, but we're going to send you back home. And Bobby Brink was like, gee, Mr. Briere, thanks. And then Bobby Brink got to Minnesota and was like, oh, I'm just so grateful to be home again. And Bill Guerin's like, what? We did this to make somebody happy? Fuck that. Like, what a dumb thing. We don't do that with the young guys. Like, I don't. Oh.
In conclusion, fuck Bill Guerin.
Exactly. Fuck Bill Guerin specifically.
Let's get him on the podcast. Ask him some questions.
But then we'd have to talk to him.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, no, thank you. Well, Corey Perry has made his annual trade deadline exodus to a new team. That's just what he'd do around this time of the year.
He's nomadic.
He is. He's the nomadic Corey Perry. He left the LA Kings and is back in Tampa. He played with the Lightning in 2021 through 2023, and he went to the Stanley Cup Finals with them in 2022. However, as we all know, Corey Perry is a jinx, and the Lightning lost to the Abs that year. So if we can make it past the conference finals this year and Corey Perry does his usual thing, I like our odds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that could be good. Like,
yeah, that's all I got on that one.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
We were talking about a flyer a few minutes ago with Bobby Brink, and we said goodbye to another flyer as we learned that Nick Delorier would be leaving Philly to join the Hurricanes.
Oh, it's so sad.
I know. End of an era.
Yeah.
Who's going to fight in Philly? Oh, literally everybody else.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Even fucking what's-his-face going to do it now.
Jamie Drysdale. Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit more later.
No. I didn't see D'Lo getting traded. Like I felt like he was just like a fixture.
Yeah. I don't hate this move though, because I think we need to have somebody like him looking out for our friend Logan Stankoven.
Oh, you do like an ogre protecting
my small boys.
Your small boys.
Yes. So I think it's great. Like, send him to Carolina, and then like when the Hurricanes play the Capitals, because that tends to get feisty, put D'Lo in, and then that way Tom Wilson won't bounce Stank around like a basketball. Maybe.
Yeah. No, you're right. This is good because like Aho and Jarvis, like they need a little like security.
They do. They don't really have anybody over there who's like a big type.
Well, they
guy.
do. They've got some big guys, but not like, I mean, we all know what Delorier's role is.
He's there to chuck knucks.
He's there to chuck knucks. Chucking knucks.
He is there to like fight in like an old bar brawl kind of style. And
absolutely.
That's what he's there for. And we like that about him. Sometimes he'll score a goal and we're all like, wait, what?
And he's like, I don't care.
And he's like, yeah, I mean, that was cool, I guess. When's my next fight?
He's like, whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. I like him in Carolina just mostly to be Logan Stankoven's personal security team.
Yeah, this is good.
But also he can protect Jarvie and Aho and all of those.
Are they going to bounce? Is he going to be like a healthy scratch kind of thing like he's been?
I imagine probably. Yeah. I don't think he's like a full-timer. Vancouver is having a tough year, so it was not a big surprise that they traded forward Lucas Reichel to the Boston Bruins and forward David Kampf to the Capitals. What was surprising was that they didn't make more moves. I think people expected them to do a lot more of a teardown on trade deadline day. And the St. Louis Blues were also expected to be sellers, and they were. Justin Falk headed over to the Detroit Red Wings, and Captain Braden Shen went to the Islanders. Funnily enough, the Blues and the Islanders were staying at the same hotel on Friday because both teams were playing in San Jose 2 nights in a row. So literally, Braden Chen just stayed in the same hotel room. Like, he didn't even switch rooms. He just was like...
Yeah, do you think they were like, well, you got to pay for that room that night then? Like,
I'm pretty sure the team just absorbed the cost.
You think so? The one night?
Yeah, but apparently, like, trade deadline day, he did get to, like, go up and meet, like, the Islanders people and be like, hey, what's up? Like, sure, I'll come play for you, I guess.
Hey, it's me from floor 4.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you guys on floor 5.
I know, right? So that's pretty random.
That's kind of random that they... was he, like... Because he's the captain.
He's the captain.
Like, he's a notable name. And
sometimes captains get traded.
Were people like, oh my God, what?
I don't think so, because everyone knew the Blues were going to be sellers.
Yeah. And they were supposed to be pretty good this year and it just didn't happen, right?
No, it just did not. I think Binnington's been having kind of an off year, but I mean, the rest of the team didn't so much help. This
is Montgomery's team, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think he's the problem.
He might not be the problem. The Leafs were also expected to get rid of some players, and once again they did, but maybe not as many as people would have thought. Bobby McMahon will now be playing for the Seattle Kraken, and Scott Laughton is playing in LA now, which feels weird to me. Like, that's just like...
I did not love this because LA's like on the other side of the country from where he's been like living his whole life.
Yeah, no, he's like such an East Coast boy.
Yeah.
Like, the only silver lining of him not being in Philly anymore was like, well, Danny Briere sent him to his hometown because Danny Briere tries to be nice to people.
Yeah.
And trades and stuff. And now like LA. Murder face Scott Laughton in LA. Like, it just seems...
I think the uniform's good for the murder face.
It is, actually. He looks real tough in the black uniform.
Right? Yeah, definitely. And like, maybe not the silver helmets when they wear those, but like the black helmets and their other costumes will be great with him.
Costumes? No, I mean, he did have his first game with them last night and he did score a goal and it was kind of like a fancy boy goal. So... I mean, that's cool, I guess. Toronto fans do seem pretty sad about losing him. And they're basically like, Berube did not know what to do with him. And it was a travesty. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I'm just waiting his return to Philly.
Same.
He's got to come back to Philly.
He has to. He's just so Philly.
You got to get him back.
Gritty misses him. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Ryan Strome is no longer an Anaheim Duck. He is now a Calgary Flame. So sorry to that man. That's all I got on that one.
Yeah. Like what? The Flames have just kind of dismantled things, right? And like, if you're getting traded to the Flames, like, ooh, that's like...
Especially because the Ducks have been so much better this year.
Yeah.
And the Ducks like have been getting all these like young kids in. Like, they have 2 rookies who have scored, I think, like 50 points this year. And now it's Ryan Strome's like, you're old. You got to go to Calgary now.
That's like...
putting him out to pasture.
Like getting a middle seat in the back of the plane or something.
Yeah,
it's just like, ooh,
it's rude. It's inconsiderate.
It's inconsiderate.
But you know who's no longer a Calgary Flame? Nazem Kadri. So probably the splashiest trade deadline news this year also came at the very end. And that's when we learned that Kadri was returning to Colorado, where he played from 2019 to 2022.
That's dangerous.
It's a big move. I already told you, Colorado, you had enough boys. You didn't need to go get another fancy boy.
How many boys can they add?
I don't know. How much money do they have over there? Like, they already have a lot of fancy boys and they went and got another fancy boy.
Yeah.
Like, what's the deal? Like, why do they have so much money?
I don't know.
I don't understand it.
I don't know.
So, yeah. Anyway.
So, Kadri. Yeah, I mean, people have been talking Kadri's going somewhere for like ever now.
It was rumored he was going to be coming to Dallas, but I was like, with what money?
Right.
And I don't know what money Colorado had either, but I don't really pay attention to anybody else's money, I guess.
Yeah.
Until they get somebody good. And then I'm like, what the fuck? How do you have money?
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's not good for anybody.
It is kind of alarming. But at the same time, I do feel like Colorado, they've added a lot of people and that can also mess with your team chemistry. So
that is also true.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Like, imagine like Nate McKinnon doesn't like somebody. Like, that's going to ruin things.
It is definitely not going to make things easier.
Yeah, they're going to come in just eating like whatever they want. And Nate's going to be like, fuck, no, I can't focus. Can't focus with this bad food around me.
Well, there was also some trade news that didn't happen. So a big thing earlier this week was that Colton Parayko, it was all out there. There was a deal and he was going to leave the Blues and he was going to go to Buffalo. And we knew all of the pieces that were in place. And the only thing that had to happen was he had to waive his no move.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to Buffalo.
Yeah, nobody wants to go there, even if they're going to go on a playoff run.
Exactly. And I guess everyone's like furious that it got leaked and everyone's trying to figure out how it got out. So I think Buffalo in particular like went through everybody's phones and everything to try to figure out how it got out. And they're like, it didn't come out on our end. So yeah, that's definitely.
I can't imagine like trying to keep any of this stuff secret ever. Like it's crazy that as much that is secret stays secret.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's no, it's very interesting. But yeah, that was one of the things where it wasn't just a rumor. It was very much like, here is the deal. It's all
It was very clear.
out. Like all we need to know is this. And then like 2 days later, he's like, I'm not moving. So there.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm open to going somewhere else, but not
Buffalo.
Not Buffalo. Like Tyler Myers, I guess, was open to going elsewhere because he had to waive a no move clause as well. Mm-hmm. And Detroit really wanted him. He was like, no. And that's why he's in Dallas and not Detroit. So, yeah. So that was interesting. Vincent Trocheck from the New York Rangers, it was really out there that he was going to get traded. It was kind of a foregone conclusion. It was to the point where he prepared his kids for it. And his son was very funny. And he said, well, I'm on a hockey team here and I didn't get traded. So I don't think I have to move, which is great.
Yep.
But then he didn't get traded. So it was fine. So now his son really doesn't have to move.
Yeah, I think everybody was happy about that, honestly, because, there's somebody in the locker room who's like a good buddy with him, like was nearly crying at the thought of him leaving.
I mean, I don't know who it was, but it could have been JT Miller because I know they're
No, it wasn't
buds.
him. But yeah, no, people were like, what? No, not him.
Yeah.
It was another like the Capitals thing.
Yeah, no, it's I think this time of year you really get reminded of how close everybody is and what a bummer it is when it's like, oh, just business, you got to go. And it's like, okay, but my family and my friends.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I couldn't live like that.
And then there was an Instagram post from Eric Johnson, who, of course, famously retired. And he put out a little highlight reel of some of his best moments to be like, hey, trade deadline, I'd be willing to come out of retirement for the right team. And it's just him being a goofball.
Yeah, on the Flyers. Behind the reporter guy.
Exactly. Yeah, just like wearing a wig or skating with 3 sticks taped together.
I don't know how I've never seen any of those clips.
Oh, they're so good. Like pretending to swim around. He's just the silliest man alive. And I love that about him. I do love that he came into existence in the last few years for me. I remember like 2 years ago, me trying to tell you about him and you flat out being like, that man doesn't exist. I've never heard of this. I know. And I'm like, no, you just need to let me tell you about him because he's great. Yep. And once again, I was right. There was also some signing news that happened on trade deadline day. So Alex Nedeljkovic signed a 2-year contract extension with the Sharks for $3 million a year. Love that for Ned. That's super great. I like that. And I think that also kind of gave us an indication that some of the goalies that were rumored to be up on the market were maybe not going to go anywhere because it was rumored that Binnington and Bobrovsky might trade teams and they did not. They stayed put. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Oh God. Can you imagine Bobrovsky? Talk about fumbling the ball if you lose Bobrovsky. I know. I mean, I think he is like a UFA after the season, maybe. But you just find the money for Bob. Yeah. And I know he's like 36 years old or whatever, but like you just find the money for Bob. You just find it. Yep. Shake out those couch cushions. Do a little money laundering or whatever. Whatever it takes. The Kraken extended captain Jordan Eberle for 2 more years at $5.5 million a year. JG Pageau of the Islanders signed a 3-year contract at just under $5.5 million a year. Just under $5 million a year. Here's an interesting one. The Blues put Matthew Joseph on waivers on Thursday for the purpose of terminating his contract. And after he passed through waivers, he signed a prorated 1-year contract with the LA Kings for $900,000. So basically, he'll just finish out the rest of the season for the Kings and then will be an unrestricted free agent. So Yeah, just basically they're like, we're not trading you. Like, you're just on waivers and then you can sign somewhere else just for the rest of the year or whatever.
Wow. And somebody picked him up.
Yeah, the Kings.
All right.
So that's interesting.
That man knows how to do business, I guess.
He sure does.
Right? He's making the most out of a bad situation.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the deal was, but good for him.
Yeah.
And then also, you and I were super confused yesterday when we turned on the Philly game and former Dallas star Luke Glendening was suddenly a Flyer.
Yeah, it's like Glendening to the box. I'm like, what do you mean Glendening to the box?
I know. I was like, I mean, last time I checked, I thought he was in Tampa, but apparently he was with the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, okay.
And they put him on waivers and the Flyers claimed him on Friday. And since everything's so close together in that division, he was able to dress the next night for the Flyers. So
yeah.
Now he's a Flyer. So that's good. I would like to see a familiar face.
I feel like that's a good fit for the Flyers too. I feel like
yeah, he's definitely a sort of physical hockey player.
He's a gritty boy.
He's a gritty boy.
Yeah.
So that's what they like there.
Yeah. And he's veteran too, which is good for maybe getting these kids to fucking pay attention.
Yes. Yeah. So Bill Guerin doesn't have to show up and yell at them too. And that's what I have for like trade deadline news and stuff. I do have a little bit of just sort of other general hockey news.
Okay.
Women's hockey is seeing a huge popularity boost after the Olympics.
Hell yeah.
The PWHL takeover is ongoing, and now PWHL teams have sold out TD Garden and Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
So they've already had a couple of other sellout games before that, but selling out MSG is pretty fucking badass.
Selling out the gardens.
I love it. And yeah, apparently like the Rangers were playing the same day that the PWHL is playing at MSG, and the tickets are more in demand and more expensive for the women's game. So fuck yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're better than the Rangers.
Well, hell yeah.
Especially at home.
Exactly. We have had another coach firing. The LA Kings have parted ways with Jim Hillier. Frankly, I'm surprised he was still around.
You've been calling for his head for years now.
I mean, not even like calling for his
no,
head,
I know.
but just ever since that absolutely bizarre challenge in the playoffs last year, where like the Kings were, I think, ahead and they challenged, and it was a bad challenge, and
nobody understood it.
And then it totally changed the whole momentum of the entire playoff series, and they ended up once again losing to the Oilers in the first round of the playoffs. Like, so fucking stupid.
You were distraught over that for a team you don't care about.
I was just flabbergasted. I was like, what the fuck? Yep. So anyway, goodbye, Jim Hillier. Matthew Schaefer became the first rookie to hit 20 goals this season.
Oh, that's funny. I know I keep referencing it when like noted forwards hit 20 goals. I'm like, oh, they're as good as Schaefer now.
Exactly. I know, it's very funny. Because, just to put it in perspective, he's only the fourth rookie defenseman in NHL history to score 20 goals in a season. And then of that group, he's the youngest. So yeah. It's crazy.
No,
he's excellent. He's very good at hockey.
He's a very good hockey player.
And he's just funny. So that's great.
Yeah, he's cool as hell.
The Hurricanes lost yesterday, but before that, Brandon Bussey had won 9 games in a row. And with that, he became the fastest goalie in the NHL to reach 25 wins. He accomplished that in only 29 games.
Hell yeah.
That's fucking crazy. 25 out of 29 games to win, like your first.
Yeah.
Like what?
We've liked everything we've seen from him, and it's a good story, and go him.
Yeah, no, I'm so impressed with him. So that's really great. And then speaking of the Hurricanes, that game that they lost last night was in Calgary against the Flames. And Seth Jarvis's friends came out to watch the game along with the latest member of the group, Cassidy Gray from the Olympics. The NHL even posted a clip to Instagram of Jarvis scoring a goal, and then they cut to the boys and Cassidy celebrating in the crowd, and they captioned it, "Shout out to the good old Canadian boys and close personal friend Cassidy Gray." So her manifestation powers are truly next level, and we all need to study her.
Yeah.
Because wow, that's great.
No, she could talk about just manifesting, right?
Just being like, you know what? I'm going to be friends with that person, and then just fucking doing it. And now just like road tripping with the friends to go see him play hockey on a Saturday. Like, what? That's crazy.
Good for her. Good for them. Good for Jarvis.
They're all having a good time. Yep. So it's great. And she also posted about it like on her page. And I think she captioned it something like "me and my sons," referring to Jarvis' friends, which is so great. So I just love that for all of them. And that is all I have. So do we have anything that I didn't cover that we need to talk about in Fred's corner of stuff we haven't talked about?
No, there's no Fred's corner. Fred was sick in his corner and didn't write anything down or think about anything.
Fred's corner is just a pile of blankets and tissues.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Maybe next week.
You don't even really have any like birds to talk about in your corner because you didn't even barely go birding the last 2 weeks.
I didn't. I went yesterday. It was fine.
An owl looked at you.
Huh?
An owl looked at you.
Yep. So.
All right. Well, sorry about all that. Hopefully you'll start to feel better soon.
Well, I think I will.
All right. Well, I think it's time we switch gears and get caught up on our favorite teams then.
All right. Let's do that thing.
Okay.
I think I watched some of these games this week.
You did?
Yeah.
Mostly because you were
still kind of sick.
Still kind of sick. And
had no choice.
Hostage in the living room. So let's start with the Flyers. Since returning from the Olympic break, the Flyers have played 6 games and they've won 4 of them, which is actually pretty great. And that's even with Travis Konechny missing the last 3 games with an upper body injury. I'm not going to recap all the games, but there were some highlights I wanted to touch on. So back on Thursday, the 26th, the Flyers were down 2-0 against the Rangers, but Matvei Michkov and Trevor Zegras were able to tie the game and send it to OT, where Michkov scored again to get the game winner. And obviously we love that for him because Rick Tocchet has been negging him all season.
Yeah, fuck Rick Tocchet.
Oh my God. Rick Tocchet and Bill Guerin.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Just both fuck off. On the 28th, the Flyers played the Bruins, and it was a real goalie battle. Vladar and Swayman were both in beast mode all game, and the first 2 periods were scoreless. Finally, Travis Konechny got one past Swayman 4 minutes into the third. And then later, Jamie Drysdale widened the lead, but Charlie McAvoy got one back for Boston. But after the Bruins pulled Swayman, Sean Couturier had an empty net goal for the Flyers, and the game ended in a 3-1 victory. This past Monday, the Flyers played the Leafs, and as so often happens with the Flyers, the game went to a shootout where Michkov and Zegras both scored to get the win there.
Yep, overtime. That's the story.
Overtime and shootouts. That's the Flyers story.
Yep.
And finally, yesterday, the Flyers played their rivals, the Penguins, who were without Sidney Crosby, who is injured, and Evgeny Malkin, who is on a 5-game suspension for slashing Rasmus Dahlin in the neck.
Yeah, you don't want to slash in the neck.
He kind of slashed him in the neck and then grabbed his head and was trying to wrestle him. It was not a good look overall. So yeah, not ideal. The game was a really back and forth one. There were some highlights. One of them was Jamie Drysdale getting to his first NHL fight.
First NHL fight. You were like, he does not do this.
I was like, wait, that was Jamie? I was like, he doesn't fight. And then Jim Jackson was like, in his first NHL fight. And I'm like, see, I told you he doesn't do that.
Yep, you know.
I do know. It was really great. Yeah, somebody hit Cam York pretty hard and Jamie just went after them. And
yeah, that was definitely a hard hit. And that could have been a bad hit so easily, but it wasn't. That could have turned into boarding so quickly if just one angle was different. It
didn't look great.
Yeah.
And I will say Jamie did a great job of tackling the other player and getting him down to the ice. And then he threw the absolute worst punches I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's
he's a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah. It was the intent that was really delightful.
He looked so mad though. It was so cute. He was just like the angriest, wettest kitten you've ever seen.
Don't do this to Cam York, he said.
Yeah, he said no, not Yorkie.
Not Yorkie.
It was so cute. I like it when the little not tough boys try to get all tough because their friends got hurt.
Yeah.
It's really cute. Another cute thing that happened was that Alex Bump, who was playing his first NHL game, scored a goal for Philly.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's always great to see people scoring a goal in their NHL debut. And the camera cut to, he had a bunch of family members in the audience, and they were all wearing shirts that said official Bump Hype Crew, which was very cute.
Yeah. No, how cool is that, right? First NHL game, you get a goal and all your peeps are there. You can't ask for anything better.
Wearing little homemade shirts.
Right?
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, what a great deal. And he did get the mask after the game. The Bernie Perrant goalie mask they hand out, except for, the Special Boy mask.
Yep.
Except for they didn't have the Special Boy mask on the road. It got forgotten or something. Rumor has it that D'Lo accidentally took it with him when he got traded.
Oh, interesting.
Because he had it last time. But I don't know if that's a real rumor or just something people made up as a joke.
Yeah. Who has custody of the Fancy Boy Awards?
Right. Exactly.
These are questions I need answered.
I know, right? So anyway, the equipment staff made one out of like a piece of paper where like, they poked holes into it and like wrote the logos on it. It actually looked pretty much like
it was pretty good. They definitely knew how to make a mask out of paper.
They did. So it was pretty sweet. Anyway, the game, surprise, surprise, went into a shootout and Vladar shut down all the Penguins and Trevor Zegras did his magic, which gave the Flyers the win. And the big news out of that is that with that shootout goal, Trevor Zegras now has 30 shootout attempts.
Good.
So a lot of NHL stats are pretty cherry picked, as we've pointed out in the past. One in particular that we always notice is that the Stars broadcasters have made a point to talk about how Jason Robertson has the second highest shootout percentage amongst NHL players who have 30 shots or more.
Right. Yeah, they just throw in an arbitrary, just 30 shots or more. Okay, fine.
Yeah, because like I'm like, no, I know Trevor Zegras is better. And I'm like, oh, no, he doesn't have 30 shots.
No, yeah.
Well, now, Jason Robertson, I'm afraid you have fallen to number 3 because Trevor Zegras is now number 1 in the category.
That's what I'm talking about.
He launched right past Artemi Panarin, who had, I think, like a 58%. Mm-hmm. Trevor Zegras has a 63.3% success rate in the shootout, which is pretty fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. So I know, he's a little bit controversial, but he does have some great skills, and the shootout is definitely one of them.
He's not controversial in my heart.
No, of course not. We love that little idiot.
Yeah.
Like him and his stupid hair. He's just a very silly boy.
Yeah. Who's going to get paid?
He is, I believe, by Philly.
Yep.
So that's kind of what I got for the Flyers. Did you have any other notes on them that I missed?
The only thing that I noticed about the Flyers yesterday was the advertising on the ice was out of control. And I don't know, maybe I've missed this my entire life, but there were ads on the ice in every spot they could fit it yesterday. It was crazy.
It might just stand out more to you now after watching the Olympics where there weren't any ads.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I don't remember 84 Lumber, Subert, FNB, UPMC, FedEx, Ford, McDonald's, Dick's, and their like rotating like computer generated one on the ice. That's just on the ice. That's not even the boards and then the behind the net thing. It was like watching NASCAR to me yesterday. I was like, there's too much going on here.
At one point, you got very confused about whether you should buy a Ford or a Toyota because there were ads for them right next to each other
Both.
on the ice.
Yes.
So now we're getting a Fordyota.
A Fordyota.
And that's just our compromise.
Yeah.
So half a Ford, half a Toyota.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how the advertisers would feel about this, right? Because we got like the Toyota RAV4 last minutes of the game.
The Toyota RAV4 minute.
4 minutes left.
Yeah.
Toyota RAV4 minutes left, but I got a Ford ad on the ice too. I don't know.
Choices are made.
Got to get your money how you get your money, I guess.
All right. Well, let's move on to the Dallas Stars. My favorites.
Yeah, the Stars.
I've missed them.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I have a little bit. Sure.
I'm giving you a look at Beth right now. No, it's just after the Olympics, I was really focusing on the Olympic teams with Dallas Stars players on them. And now I get to see them reunited mostly, although several of them are still missing.
Right. They're missing what? Foxa and
Foxa and Rantanen are both still out with injuries from the Olympics. And Rope Hintz actually missed several games with illness and then came back. But we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Okay, cool.
So the Stars have played 5 games since returning from the Olympic break and have honestly been looking really great. They had won 6 games in a row before the break, and then they proceeded to win their first 4 games back, giving the team a 10-game winning streak, which was a new franchise record. Before that, our best stretch was 8 consecutive games won. And they were pretty solid wins, too. We had one against the Preds that was a real nail-biter. We went down 2-0 in the first and didn't get on the board until the end of the second when we had a Joe power play goal. But then Nate Bastian tied it up in the third, and we went to OT where Jason Robertson scored the game winner. Other than that, we had some pretty decisive victories. We beat the Kraken 4-1, but the highlight of that game was a big ol' fight. The Kraken had been targeting Miro, and after another hit on him, the Stars went off. Justin Ritzkovian and Adam Ernie were throwing haymakers, and Miro, Essa, and Colin Blackwell all jumped in. Ernie got sent to the box, and then when Ritzy joined him, he dapped him up, and it was honestly just a super fun time. He was like, yeah, what's up, little bro? Good job.
Yep.
Super cute. Later on, we beat both the Canucks and the Flames 6-1 on back-to-back nights. And then came this past Friday night where we faced our division rivals, the Avalanche. And this game was a very entertaining watch, even if the outcome wasn't necessarily what we were hoping for. And it's also quintessential Dallas Stars hockey. So to start with, it really felt like a playoff game. Both teams came out with like a lot of energy. It was really like fast pace, high momentum, just really a lot of intensity, I felt like.
It absolutely was. This was straight up just like an exciting, fun game to watch. And I honestly, it felt like a minute since I've seen a game like this because of the Olympics and everything. And, you know, like if somebody was like, oh, I want to get into hockey, I'd be like, oh, well, that game against Colorado is a good game to watch because it's got everything.
It's got everything. It was really good. The 3 minutes in, the Avs went on the power play. Now their power play has been abysmal this year. So I said that to you. And then I said, so they'll definitely score on us.
Yeah.
Knowing what I do about the Dallas Stars. And then they did. Because, you know, sometimes being right all the time is a curse.
Was that a Makar goal?
That one might have been.
Yeah. I think he just hit 20 goals or something.
But then the Stars took possession of the game after that. And in the first period, we had goals from Miro Heiskanen, Wyatt Johnston, and Justin Ritskovian, who is an absolute powerhouse this game.
Yeah, he was everywhere.
He was all over the place.
He had like 8 minutes ice time, but like it was the only name you heard.
Yeah, no, you were like, is he out there like every shift? And then later they said the ice time and you were like, that's really not that much. And it's like, just no, every time he's on the ice, he's doing stuff.
Yeah.
I almost feel like if Mason Marchment and Logan Stankoven had a baby and left him in Dallas, that's Justin Ritskovian. Like he's a small boy with a big temper who can make improbable things happen on the ice.
Right. Like instead of leaving the baby at like the fire station, they left him.
They left him in Dallas to be raised by other hockey players.
They left him at the ice rink.
And now he's just like the mascot of the Dallas Stars. Yeah. Like he really is kind of the personification of the team. He's just like nonstop effort, lots of hustle, will get in your face. Like he's just kind of this new era of the Stars. Yeah. And I love it. And he's undrafted. Like,
no, this kid, I don't know. He's got a promising future.
He's such a testament to the Stars' ability to identify talent and develop players because he was not drafted. Like it's so impressive. Yep. He's just been a joy to watch this year. And he continued to shine early in the second period. He pursued a puck into the Avalanche zone and bodied an Avs player off the puck behind the net, kept the puck away from two Avs players and got it to Jamie Benn, who scored. And at this point in the game, they pulled Mackenzie Blackwood out of the goal and put in our old pal Scott Wedgwood, who proved to be infuriatingly on top of his game. He shut down several great scoring opportunities over the next two periods, which allowed the Avs to catch back up. Yeah. So Marty Nietzsche scored a goal in the second, and then Val Nichushkin tied up the game with just 15 seconds left.
Yeah, God, that's oof, huh?
You could feel it coming too. Yeah, it was like a real bummer. Yeah. So.
Well, as I was saying when we were watching that, I was like, well, they have 6 guys on the ice, and that's real dangerous for Colorado to have 6 guys on the ice. Like, you don't want that.
That's like 8 for any other team.
Right.
Like, they're just real big and scary and intimidating, and they're so fucking fast.
It feels like way too many avalanches on the ice.
It's just like a cascade of avalanches. It's so many.
Very dangerous place to be.
It doesn't seem fair.
Nope, doesn't.
So, yeah, we were tied 4-4 and it went into OT and then went into a shootout. And I kind of knew it was all over as soon as Wedgwood totally shut down Robo because the two of them kind of famously like to battle it out.
Right. Yeah. They would like stay late after practice, just lighting them up. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're buds and they like to sort of, you know, try to shut each other down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when Wedgwood shut down Robo, I was like, oh, no. And then Wedgwood also shaved Duchesne's shots, and Nichushkin and Nietzsche both scored for Colorado, giving them the win. And I would just like to point out that the two heroes for the Avs side were Scott Wedgwood and Val Nichushkin. They're both former Dallas Stars. Like, they're trying so hard to beat us.
Yeah, right.
You're like, okay, well, we can beat them if we pick up their leftovers.
We'll beat them at their own game with their own players.
Exactly. And I don't know, the Stars did overall look really good. Like, I'm not mad about the game. Like, yes, it sucks that it ended our, you know, historic winning streak, but it was a really hard fought battle. One silver lining, I think, is that we are going to see the Stars and the Avalanche play March 18th in Denver. And I think the Stars might look for some revenge. So I'm hoping that maybe we get to see that happen.
Yeah, we'll see. That'll be exciting.
That would be great. I'd love that.
We'll be in Denberger doing the thing.
Exactly.
And I've got the day off of work the next day. So like I won't be stressed when it goes to overtime and then it goes to the shootout and it's really late and I'm tired.
And then it goes to 11 rounds in the shootout and it's forever. Yeah, no, that'll be good. There was a bad thing that happened in the game though, which is that Rope Hintz, who it was his first game back after missing several games due to illness, he got into it with Nate McKinnon. We don't have a great view of whatever happened. Like it was only like an overhead view from really far away, like from outer space. But it looked like Rope shoved Nate into the wall and then Nate was wrestling away. And then Rope went down at a really weird angle and maybe it was his hamstring or his groin or something. But he went down on the ice. He needed lots of help to get up and get off of the ice. And it just feels like poor Rope always gets tragically murdered like right before the playoffs every single year.
Yeah.
Or like at the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't make heads or tails of what happened. It seemed like an unfortunate circumstance kind of thing. Like neither of them should have been doing whatever it was that they were up to. And
yeah, probably. It seems like mutual combat gone awry.
And then it just got wonky. And unfortunately, one person got hurt and the other person didn't.
Yeah, they called a 5-minute major to review it. But then once they looked at it, they're like,
we need a better camera angle than this. And they're like, sorry, that's all we got.
That's all we got. Nobody else has seen a better camera angle. So, because it happened so far back beyond the play. So,
yeah.
Yep. I can't really say one way or the other about it, but it did kind of make me reflect on, the Mikko Rantanen of it all. Because people are like, God, ever since Mikko Rantanen left Colorado, he plays so dirty. I think Mikko just plays like a Colorado player. They just play like a really, really physical game. And it just seems to be fine when it's Colorado players.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you leave Colorado, it's like the invisibility cloak falls off. And then it's like, no, you can't do that. And it's like, that's why he's so genuinely confused. He's like, but it was always fine before. I don't understand why I can't play like this now.
Right.
Because, it's not just that, but Nate McKinnon does play pretty recklessly.
Yeah.
A lot of the time and can be kind of an asshole and lash out at people at times. And it's,
He certainly seems to have some temper issues at times.
Yeah. And so I just think Mikko Rantanen still plays Colorado style hockey and he doesn't realize he's not protected
he's not
anymore by being
Yeah. I guess you just blend in because everyone's playing like that in Colorado, right?
Yeah. And because it's like, oh, well, Nate McKinnon's allowed to play like that because he's Nate McKinnon. And so if you're on Nate McKinnon's team and you play like Nate McKinnon, good for you.
Right. Right.
But if you're no longer on Nate McKinnon's team, then you're a bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how it feels to me. I'm sure I'm, not objective at all here, but.
Well, you're certainly not.
I'm certainly not. I'm the least objective version that's ever existed. So that's kind of the stuff that's happened on ice with the Stars.
Yeah, I think they look pretty good for a team that I literally don't recognize.
Yeah, they, have been kind of dismantled from the last year. A lot of people are missing. We've got Tyler out for the rest of the season now. We had to let go of some pieces like Mason Marchment because we just couldn't afford them. Mason Marchment, apparently people were asking the Columbus Blue Jackets if he would be available around the trade deadline. And they said, nope, because they're still doing pretty well. So that's unfortunate for us, but not that we could afford him anyway. But anyway.
Yeah. No, but with some of the bigger names out or injured or whatever, that team on the ice is not who I would say the Dallas Stars are, but they're doing the thing. They're doing you go down the roster, right? And you're like, oh yeah, the Stars. It's, Bastian and Bunting and Ernie and Ritzkovian and Huru and Capobianco. And you're like, who are
these people?
Those are the Dallas what?
The Dallas who now?
The Dallas who now? I don't know these gentlemen, but they all seem committed and understanding. And I think I said this during the week too, when things aren't going their way, they do seem to just be locking into doing what they're supposed to do and, not getting too high or getting too low, but also maintaining some sort of energy and focus and methodical, no, we're one foot in front of the other. Just keep doing it. We got this.
They have a resilience that they have been missing for a couple of years. We did talk about the not getting too high, not getting too low thing, which was totally the mantra in the Pete DeBoer era. But it was like they adopted that, but they kind of externalized it instead of internalizing it. It was like they were like, okay, don't get too high, don't get too low. So if something bad happens, just stop caring.
Right.
And like, it's like, no, that's not what that means. It just means like shake it off or like let it roll off of you. But like they would just stop caring. It felt like.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just feel like the new coach, I know people were very worried about the Stars earlier this year. There was a lot of hand wringing, a lot of, wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah.
And I really haven't been that worried about the Stars this season.
I've been trying to get you worried.
You've been trying to rile me up constantly.
I have. And on the podcast, and you're just unflappable. You have been just locked in this year and you're not worried.
Like 1 week I was like, I mean, I guess maybe I should start to get worried, but like otherwise I just have felt okay about them. I felt like even though, like the last 3 years under Pete DeBoer, we had like no time where we lost more than like 2 games in a row or something, or 3 games in a row. And then we definitely did not have that this year, but like we just still felt like a better team overall, like a more cohesive unit. Remember starting out this year, like we were missing a bunch of our top guys at the very beginning. Like we didn't ice a full lineup until probably 3 months into the season. And we still did really well. Yeah. Like even with all of our, the Dallas, who is this?
The Dallas
squad.
Hooroo?
Right, exactly. So, and then it's kind of the same thing again, coming back from the Olympic break. We're missing some big names. Doesn't matter. We have the depth. And then, Jim Nill said that's what he was looking to add during the trade deadline. Yeah. And that's exactly kind of what we have going on now.
Yeah. No, it feels like a system where like the big names don't need to hold it together. The team is holding it together. So good for them.
And also, when we got Gulletson back as coach, the big thing he said that he wanted to work on was just improving the physicality of the team and kind of just turning that knob up. And I think he really has done a very good job of doing that. There's like more physical resilience in addition to the emotional resilience happening. And those additions that Jim Nill has made now with the new players, I think complements that so well. It's like a very big difference other than like bringing in like, okay, well, everybody is like soft and afraid to hit. So like, we're going to bring in some like goons versus like your team is a lot more physical now. Like, let's bring in these other physical players to shore that up more.
Let's not just go get a Delorier.
Yeah. Or like a Dumba, like,
let's not go get a Dumba.
Let's not go get a Dumba. And then Pete DeBoer is like, well, you have to sit him all the time anyway, because I don't let people hit people.
Right.
And then also he's not as good as he used to be.
Also, he's terrible. He's a liability.
Right. So it just seems so much more well thought out this year, even if it's not as splashy. And again, the Dallas Stars do not wish to be perceived. Like, keep the splashiness away from them. So,
yeah.
Again, they're, I think, number 2 in the league right now, still like flying under the radar a lot more than they were last year.
Yep.
Which is great.
No, I think that they're doing okay. And again, I'm not like, ooh, look at this flashy team. It's just, it's very like, I don't know, cooperative or community or like they're all together. It's like the unit, the whole team is doing the thing, not just the top line or whatever.
They seem to be getting along. They seem to be more cohesive. I know they have some more room guys again, like Maverick Bork certainly seems to be one of those who's kind of bridging the gap.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm optimistic. I think they're looking good. They're maybe not looking like as sort of like, ooh, flashy as they have before. And I think that suits them well, actually. Yeah, and I think they're looking way better for the playoffs than they have in a couple of years.
I, kind of agree.
Yeah. And I know this is maybe not like, I know people thought I was crazy all year, but like, I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm right a lot. So maybe this time I'm right again too. I do want to say I'd like to talk about our new boys that we've got. So I didn't really know much about them. So I did some learning, some book learning, some internet learning.
Sure.
So I wanted to start by talking about Tyler Myers. His nickname is Chaos Giraffe, which automatically makes me inclined to like him.
I mean, how could you not?
How could you not? He is 6'8" and 229 pounds, and much of that height comes from his neck. That's the nickname. He has a crazy long reach, and he can be a bit awkward, and he plays a high risk, high reward game. So all of that kind of goes towards the Chaos Giraffe.
Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely delightful that we've added another large boy to our collection. Because a year or two ago, the Dallas Stars were definitely starting to look like, oops, all small boys. And then that's been changing.
Yeah.
You know, Mikko Rantanen is 6'4", but he's so physically imposing that our 6'7" goalie, Jake Ottinger, is like so big and scary.
Right. Yeah, he's 6'4", but I'm 6'2", and I don't think I could probably like push that man
oh God, no.
off his feet.
No.
If I tried.
He has a sturdy man.
Yeah.
And then Mikko got the fancy boy hat after a game one time, and he wanted to take the picture with Leon Bischel because he was like, for once, I want to be small.
Yeah.
Which is so cute. And then Leon Bischel at 6'7" was the tallest boy on the team, but now he is not because Tyler Myers is 6'8". And then I guess somebody asked Leon Bischel about, you know, Tyler Myers being so tall, and he apparently said he's not that tall. But I've only seen that written out, and I desperately need to know like what his intonation was when he said that. Was he like, he's not that tall?
Right.
Or like, was he just very Swiss about it? And like, he's not that tall. He's only an inch taller than me. Like, I need to know this. So find me a video, somebody. And it's very funny that somebody who will be spending a lot of time with these tall boys is Justin Ritzkovian, who is sandwiched between Tyler Myers and Leon Bischel. He is
in the dressing room,
in the locker room. Yeah, he's
in the green room.
In the dressing room where they put on their costumes. So he's like in a corner, and then he has Tyler Myers on one side, and then like on the other side of the corner, it's Leon Bischel.
Yeah, you know, I spent some time looking at that photo, and I'm like, why would they design the bench that way? Like, why not have the corner like at a 45-degree angle? Like, that's so awkward to just wedge two seats like that.
Apparently the terrible locker rooms are part of like the whole shenanigans with the Mavericks and the Stars fighting over the facilities. So
oh yeah.
I'll spare you all of the details about that.
Oh yeah. I definitely don't care about any of that.
So our other new player is Michael Bunting. And while the equipment staff had enough notice to make a nameplate for Tyler Meyerstall with his actual name, they only had enough time to create one that said new guy for Bunting. And Bunting has apparently said that he would like to keep that nameplate, which makes me like him already because that's totally my sense of humor. Like, I would also just want to be new guy for the rest of my time there.
Yeah, I wonder how that like went down. Because like, what do you mean you don't have time to put his name, but you have time to do new guy? Did you not? Was Jim just like, somebody's coming, but I can't tell you who?
Maybe they just always have one that says new guy.
That would be the other.
That's kind of what I'm assuming. They just have one that says new guy for when, I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
It is funny. And I do hope it stays all forever.
It would be great. I think that, I just think that's fun.
Until they get a new guy.
Until then, it would be new guy.
new guy.
Well, he's a guy who's bounced around to a lot of teams. This is the third year in a row he's been traded at the trade deadline. He's a more average height of 6'1", but he's a very physical player. He's a reliable middle six forward who can move throughout the lineup. He's gritty and an agitator. He draws a ton of penalties. From what I've read, he may be a bit Mason Marchment-esque, just maybe lacking the size and possibly some of the histrionics.
And the eyes.
In the eyes, of course. He's like great value Mason Marchment. He's Mason Marchment at home.
Timu Mason Marchment.
Weirdly enough, we acquired him with the same pick we got from trading Marchment last year. Like, we traded Mason Marchment for a draft pick, and then we used that pick to get Michael Bunting.
Marchment, the gift that keeps on giving.
He truly, truly is. I miss you so much, Mason Marchment. Anyway, I think that that's fun. And I miss Mason Marchment. And obviously nobody can fill his giant Gumby-like shoes. But I do like that we have a Chaos Giraffe and like a Mason Marchment at home.
Yeah.
And Michael Bunting to maybe, get some of those vibes going again, at least.
Yep. Nope. Super awesome. I like them both. And I think we've seen them play and they didn't like mess anything up. So
it's always a great start.
Good with them.
Yeah. And as much as I don't know them, they seem like good fits for where the team is right now. And they have the identity that Gullitsen's been working on building. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I feel okay. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, surprisingly, I do too. Because,
You could not care less.
Well, I can flip on a dime on the Stars. Like, they're not my team. Like, I don't even know if I have a team, honestly. But, like, when they're doing well, I'm like, yes, good job, guys. And when they do bad, I'm like, you guys are the worst.
I know. It's probably the biggest problem in our marriage.
Yep. But no, I think you're right. I think things look good.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about it. Well, it's been a while since we did a game time.
Let's do it.
Let's do it indeed. So while you were on your sick bed, I also forced you to watch some reality TV with me.
Yes.
I had you watch this current season or the most recent season of The Traitors with me.
Yep.
I've seen all of the seasons. You haven't seen any of it, but I thought you might enjoy it.
We knocked it out.
I think it's pretty good.
It's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a very silly show and it knows exactly what it is. And it takes itself exactly the right amount of seriously, which is to say not much. So I thought it might be fun if we pulled up some random names of hockey players to cast on the show and we could decide whether they would make a better traitor or a faithful. And we could talk about how long they might last on the show.
All right. This is good. Yeah. And I have no preparation for this. I'm going to do my UCB improv here.
Yeah. All right. Well, yes, and this.
Okay.
All right. Our first prospective contestant for the NHL Traitors is Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid, he'd be a terrible traitor.
He'd be the worst traitor.
He'd be the worst.
He would have to be a faithful.
I mean, he wouldn't even be a good faithful, but he'd be a terrible traitor.
Yeah, he would be a faithful, but he would be like a really stressed out faithful. Like he would not have any fun whatsoever. Like,
yeah.
He would not be having fun and making friends. Like he would just be so anxious constantly.
I mean, I just can't imagine him thriving in that household.
I feel like they would probably the traitors would murder him pretty quickly just because he would be really bringing the vibes down.
Exactly.
And also they would maybe feel sorry for him. They would be like, we have to get this anxious man out of here and back home. But there's no catch up. They'd
Michael Rappaport him, but not because he's terrible, just because he's got to go.
Right, exactly. Just because they're like, oh, this poor, we already have a shaky dog here and it's Alan Cummings' dog. We don't need a human version too.
Yeah, no, I just can't. And I'm like imagining him not with just a bunch of hockey players, right? I'm imagining him with like fucking housewives and shit. And it would just, can you imagine him like in the kitchen, just like hanging out with people, talking about who he thinks the traitor is? That's going to be terrible.
Oh God, if he's with housewives and stuff, they're all automatically going to think he's a traitor. They're going to be like, this is the most suspicious person I've ever met in my entire life. And it's like, no, he's not suspicious. That he's just like that. Yeah, he's just awkward.
That's just his face.
He's just super awkward. So,
all right. So he's a faithful going home early.
Faithful going home early for sure.
Sweet.
All right. Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh, well, everyone's going to think he's a traitor.
Everyone's going to think he's a traitor. I think he would get cast as a traitor.
I do too.
I think he would insist to Alan Cumming that he has to be a traitor. He doesn't know how to be a faithful.
Right.
And if he's not a traitor, he's going to really have a hard time.
And I think he could lean into, I think he would be like a good liar, like he'd be like, no, I really wanted to be a traitor. Like, that's who I am.
I'm so mad I'm not a traitor. This is so stupid.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I think he would be fine in the house. I don't think people are kicking him out because he makes the room feel awkward and weird. But
I do think that they would catch on to his traitorness sooner rather than later.
I feel
he's such a traitor.
I know he would be a little heavy-handed with his ideas. Well, yeah, because his ideas are not going to be the most complicated.
No, he's definitely not going to be like Machiavellian about it.
No.
And he would bring like a fake mustache to wear in like the confessionals and twirl it around or something.
Yeah.
Like, he would be way too over the top. So yeah, people would definitely pick up on it after not too long.
And when people are like just point blank, like, are you a traitor? Or they try and say a thing to be just like, how do you react? Like, I feel like that's going to go over his head and he's going to out himself somehow.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. I don't think he's the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Right. Like what was somebody said, protect me in the tower or whatever.
And I'll protect you.
Yeah. Somebody said that to Lisa Rinna. Like, I feel like if they said that to Tkachuk, he'd be like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah. And he would just totally sell himself out. You're right. Yeah. He would not be able, the subterfuge would be beyond him.
Yeah.
I didn't even put Brady Tkachuk in the house. I didn't think that was fair to him.
He didn't pass the written test.
He didn't pass the written test. It's true. All right. Changing gears. I got Cole Caulfield.
Cole Caulfield? He would make an excellent traitor. I don't think anyone would buy it.
Oh, nobody would suspect him at all. I just automatically cast him as a faithful because it didn't even occur to me to make him a traitor.
Yeah. And I feel like he's going to just always be smiley no matter what. And people wouldn't be able to. I'm putting him in a traitor role.
I like like that. See, I would put him as the faithful role, and I would think he would last quite a long time because nobody would suspect him. And then he's one that the traitors would murder just to be like just like a left field. Like,
Yeah.
we got to murder somebody who nobody will like put it back on us. And then everyone would be like, why did they murder Cole?
Yeah. You know what? How about this? I'd recruit him to be a traitor.
Oh, yes. He would totally be the Eric of the season.
Him and Eric. Yeah. He's the Eric.
Except he would not be surprised when Matthew Kachuk was under the traitor cloak.
Yeah. He'd be
like, I fucking knew it.
Yeah. I'd be like, of course it's you.
Yeah. God damn it.
Yeah.
All right. My next one is actually, it's a duo because you can't put one of them without the other. It's Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith.
Interesting. Yeah. So they're the Johnny and Tara.
They are the Johnny Weir and the Tara Lipinski.
And they're gonna hide their friendship.
They are not going to hide their friendship.
They couldn't.
They would not be able to.
Yep.
They will definitely be sitting on each other's laps, and they will be coming up with the worst theories, and they will have no idea what's going on at any point during the game, and they'll somehow make it almost all the way to the very end.
Yeah, people are. They certainly can't be a traitor, either of them.
No.
And they're there till the end because people just want them around. And yeah.
They're like, how could we vote them out? They're puppies.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
no,
it would be great if like they actually managed to somehow like make it all the way to like the finals, and then they're in the last round with a traitor, and then they somehow were like, you know what? We think that guy is a traitor, and then they vote him out, and then they win all the money.
Yeah.
Like that would actually be super funny. And I would love that if they were terrible at it the whole game, and then they somehow managed to pull out a win in the end.
Literally the Johnny and Tara.
Yeah, if Johnny and Tara had like succeeded in getting more at a turn on Rob and Eric.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yep.
So, okay. Next up, Sidney Crosby.
Sidney Crosby, he needs to be hosting it. I don't want him. I want him and Alan Cumming to co-host.
Okay. All right. Now I just need like a show where it's Alan Cumming and Sidney Crosby road tripping and looking at birds.
Holy shit. I need that too.
You need to go with them.
Oh my God.
You need to be the executive producer.
Get me a credit on that. Yeah. Yeah, no, Sidney, I think he'd be good at whatever he does. So he could be traitor. He could be faithful.
I think he would just be the most faithful of the faithful. I don't think he would have any interest in being a traitor. I feel like Alan would tap him on the shoulder, and then afterwards he would go up and say, Alan, no. I'm not comfortable with this.
I'm not comfortable with this.
I'm Canada's sweetheart.
I'm Canada's sweetheart, which would be perfect. I feel like he would like it and be like, wow, this is fun because it's a game. I can try and be a different person. I'm going to be the best traitor ever.
He would be like, there's like a UK celebrity version where the one who was the traitor like won and then burst into tears and was like, this has been so hard.
Yeah.
So I could see that maybe.
I see. I don't think it would bother him because he'd be like, no, it's a game. So it's,
that's a good point. He is very competitive.
He'd be like, my job is to do this. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that too.
I don't care if Will and Mac are going to cry.
Yeah, that's true. He's like, well, they need to toughen up. I'll just bake them some banana bread and it'll be fine.
Absolutely.
Next up, we've got William Nylander.
Oh, Nylander.
Nylander, here's the thing. It doesn't matter if he's a faithful or a traitor. He's just there for the fashion.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? He would just be living his best life for those like morning walk-ins.
He would just be showing up in like a $5,000 blazer and no shirt.
He'd be borrowing hats from Maura.
Oh, my God. Yes. Hats and wigs and hats. Yeah, he would definitely just be there for the fashion.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's important whether I don't think he's going to make it too long. I think he's like kind of a third to halfway in. He's going to be out either as a traitor or a faithful.
I think he's going to be a faithful. I don't think he's going to want to be a traitor because it feels like a lot of effort for him.
Yeah.
He's not so much of a try hard. I think he'll be a faithful and he'll be so laid back that people will think he's a traitor because he's like not engaging. And he's like, no, I'm just too cool for you idiots.
Yep.
And he's like, peace out, bitches.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then we never hear from him ever again.
Yep.
So I like that. Nate McKinnon.
Nate McKinnon.
He's a faithful, and he's the faithful that goes the hardest.
Yeah, no, who's the guy that was like super intense and Colton?
Colton.
Yeah, he's the Colton.
He's the Colton.
He's like, I've got an idea. Here it is. Let's go. And everyone's like, okay, it was wrong. He's like, all right, here's another idea.
That's absolutely him. Oh my God. Okay. Now I do want Sydney to be the traitor and like the two of them to get to the end. And then Nate thinks they won. It's okay. It's like the Rob and Maura.
Yeah.
And Nate's Maura and Sydney's Rob, because Nate would totally have the Maura face and it would be so worth it.
He would.
It would be so good.
He would be like, I just can't believe it. No.
He'd be like, I trusted you. You're never going to get a girlfriend. And then Sydney will buy him a Birkin and everything will be forgiven.
Yeah.
So, or a can of chickpeas.
You know, Nate's not going to thrive with what we've learned about like the food situation at breakfast and just in general. Like he's gonna
Nate's gonna just grimly like shove just an entire bowl of hard boiled eggs in his mouth every morning so he can go out and just crush those money winning competitions.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be like, is there any salmon left? They'll be like, nope. He'll be like, give me all those eggs.
Like, give me every single egg you have.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I feel like he would walk off if the food situation is as bad as I've heard from you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think he would.
Yeah.
He would definitely bring his own chickpeas in his luggage and just be sitting there eating chickpeas grimly in the castle at night when everybody's gone to bed.
He's not going to crush the fashion on that show.
He is absolutely not going to crush the fashion. He's going to be like a real Steven about it. He's just going to be like Henleys and jeans.
Oh, man.
Next up, we've got Mason Marchment.
Mason Marchment. God, I mean, I want him to be a traitor.
Here's the thing with him. He's a faithful, but everyone thinks he's a traitor.
Oh, God, yeah.
And he's so offended and he's so dramatic about it that everyone just thinks even more that he's a traitor. And he gets voted out and he's like, fuck you guys.
Yep.
And that's the Mason Marchment story to me.
They're going to do him dirty like Ron Funches.
Yes, they are. They're going to totally funch him. It's not going to be nice.
They'll be like, there's no way you're faithful. You'd be like, I don't know how to prove this to you. And they're like, exactly. And then, yeah.
They're going to be like, you're such a diver.
Yep. You're such a diver. You're a faker. Like everything.
Nobody's that dramatic.
Nobody's believing anything you're saying.
Look at those eyes. How could a faithful have those eyes?
Yep. You're terrible at challenges.
And he'd be like, I'm just clumsy. I'm just naturally clumsy. I have a weird center of gravity.
Yeah.
And then he would leave and everyone would be genuinely shocked. And he'd be like, I told you guys.
Yep.
And he'd be actually legitimately hurt and sad.
He'd be double middle fingers on the way out.
Oh, he'd be all the middle fingers. He would grow new middle fingers just to flash them. It would be great. I've got Mikko Rantanen in here. I just would love to see Mikko Rantanen at the table because you know how he is like so good at like arguing and things. Like he got a fine lifted or something.
Right. Because of his like law treatise.
his lawyer skills. Yeah, I just want to see him at the table. Like, again, I don't care if he's a faithful or a traitor. I just want to see him at the table arguing with people.
I think he'd do well at both. Honestly, I think he could be a traitor pretty well.
I think he could too.
Like especially being like Finnish, like that like steely like outside, like when they turn it on, like you can't get through.
Yeah. No, and he's got enough charisma that he could definitely, I think, go a long way in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
But still kind of fly under the radar a bit, too.
I think the housewives would like him.
Oh, the housewives would love him.
I think they'd get a kick out of him.
Absolutely. They think he was the greatest. Yep. Brad Marchand.
Oh, boy. He's getting voted out first night. He's coming back for the next season.
You are correct. I like how you've only seen one season, but you definitely understand that.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, Brad's here. Get him out. Get him out.
He's going to be a traitor.
Yeah.
And they're going to vote him out right away because they're going to be like, obviously he's a traitor. And he's going to be like, God damn it. And then they're going to bring him back the next season and he's going to be like, okay, but this time I'm not a traitor. And they're going to be like, okay, we know you're a traitor, but we'll let you stick around a little bit longer. And then they'll let him stick around until halfway through and then they'll vote him out. And obviously he was a traitor again the whole time, but they actually just liked him and just wanted to hang out with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was funny to watch him be a little gremlin.
Yep,
so
for sure.
Yep, I think that's true.
Love it.
Mark Scheifele.
Oh, Scheifele can only be a faithful.
He can only be a faithful. He's the most faithful of the faithfuls.
Yeah.
And when things get heated at the table, he's like, gosh darn it to heck.
Gosh darn it to heck.
He's like, you go straight to heck, you.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's no question.
Brandon Tanev.
Tanev would be a good villain.
I'd like to see him as a traitor, just mostly because like when you pull the hood down and then he's making all of the faces.
Yeah.
The seeing ghost faces.
Yep.
That would be just really great.
Yeah, I'm traitor for him. I think he can hold it together for a good chunk of the season.
I think so too. And then finally, I've got Travis Konechny. I think he's got total Rob vibes from this past season. I could fully see him being a traitor.
He's straight up Robbie Bobby.
He is straight up Robbie Bobby, isn't he?
Like that dude.
He's going to go out and catch some snakes.
He absolutely is.
He's like real kind of cute and low-key and charming. And people are going to be like, oh, he's just such a sweet boy.
Yeah, he's
like,
just
he's so good on the challenges. Like, well, obviously we know Travis isn't the traitor.
Yep.
And then he's going to get to the very end and he's be like,
oops,
it was me.
Yeah. No, I can see just like the Canadian country bumpkin kind of vibe that he can have, like throwing people off.
Yeah. He also has weird animal tattoos. I think he has like ducks on his arm or something.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he gives me Robbie Bobby vibes for sure.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that people will. I don't know if people are going to fall for Konechny like they did for Rob, though.
I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
He's just got that feral raccoon energy.
He does. I just don't know if he's as charismatic.
I feel like he is.
Well, I know you do.
But I'm weird. So listen, I married you, didn't I?
Well, yeah. I mean, I have all the charisma.
You do. It's true.
I took it all for myself.
You did.
I'm Robbie Bobby.
You're Robbie Bobby.
Keep those fucking snakes away from me.
All right. Did I miss anybody? Is there anybody else who we desperately need to cast on the Traitors?
Bill Guerin.
Bill Guerin is the biggest traitor of them all, obviously. There is a show called Oops, All Traitors, and it's just Bill Guerin. Yeah, he's like, nobody else wanted to go.
Actually put him on, what is that, House of Villains? Or
House of Villains, yeah. All right, House of Villains, and it's Bill Guerin.
And New York.
It's JT Miller. And yes, New York is there. And she just murders them all. And it's great. It's the greatest season of reality television.
Like, I don't like these
ever.
white men.
Yeah. She's just like, save us from all of these men. These are terrible.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's going to be the end of regulation for this week's episode of Ice is Slippery. You can find us on Tumblr, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Instagram at IceIsSlipperyPod. You can also email us at IceIsSlipperyPod@gmail.com, where we would love to get suggestions for games and hear your hockey hot takes. Until next week, stay out of the penalty box.